there is one more feature that DEAP provides, which is a feature that allows the user to extend DEAP by their own variables. And there are some which have been pre-generated, and they're available to everyone, every user, and you can then also extend DEAP with your own variables. Just to show you a very simple one, the top one here is a new variable, age_dicot. And this variable is not part of ENDA, but it is derived from the age variable, which is part of the ENDA data that is provided. So instead of just using the values that are provided, you have the capability to recode variables, and you can combine different variables into new ones. That's basically the score calculation. I can open this first one. And the way it displays is for this age dichotomous variable, you have a header section that shows you the variable names and an overview of the calculated value. There is a histogram that is displayed. In this case, values are either 0 or 1. And the text below is a text that you can write in order to describe how the calculation is done for this age dichotomous value. If we go through here briefly, I can left click into this text area, and then it changes into an editable text. So in this case, I can press like an enter key, and then the display is updated. If I change the calculation, there is the calculation for the dichotomous age. So age greater than 120, you can change this to a different value, and like 110. And without doing anything, now the display changed. So you can see here the histogram. The first bar is lower than it was before because our way to splitting up the participants changed. If I switch it back to 120 and we wait 3 seconds, now you can see on the histogram that the calculation is redone. So this source code that is provided on the web page is the full calculation of the dichotomous value, which you can see here, age_dicot in the table, based on the age variable, which is an existing category. The text allows you to describe why this particular change was done. If you can also change it back to the overview. I will close this one, go to one other. Okay, so one more difficult example is the last one. It calculates the sum of 5 learning trials for the Ray auditory verbal learning task. If I open this one up, it calculates a new variable, which is sum trials. The text for the variable is written in this field here, and that's the variable name under which it is then accessible on the analysis application. You can see in the text that it is pulling 5 different variables from our ABCD shared data, and it is calculating the new value based on the calculation that just sums up the 5 different trials. So in this case, we can see here 12, 13, 8, and 13, and 6. And if the calculation is correct, then that should sum up to 52. And that's the new variable that we have defined now for ABCD. And this Pearson Ray auditory verbal learning sum trials variable is then afterwards available in the analyze application.
And also another way of doing these, defining the variables, is to go into expert mode and do that directly in the R code. So if you know R and you prefer to do it that way, that's another way of doing it.